Hello everyone, I'm back, and this time with this video it's going to be about some recent physical media pickups I got in the mail, or Amazon, or eBay, or in store, and so on. So without further ado, the first thing I'm going to show here is the Hannibal TV series, season 1 through 3. It only had 3 seasons. This is not a real copy. I had to get it off some seller online. As you can see, it's got Japanese or whatever on it. The reason why I got this copy and not the real copy is because the real copy is insanely expensive. It is so expensive that, you know, when sellers sell copies like these, first of all, it's really nice. It's Blu-ray, it's got a main menu, it's got episodes, it's got everything a normal release would. But the reason why I got this is because it was just insanely cheaper, and I got all 3 seasons versus like the price of 1 season would be way more than just getting all 3 at once. So I'm happy with this. I'm glad I got it at a great price, which is all that matters. And yeah, so this was the first thing I got. The next thing would be the Nightmare Before Christmas on 4K. Halloween season's coming up, and this is definitely a movie I love to watch. And I believe I just had the Blu-ray, but everyone was saying the 4K was a lot better. So I said, cool, I'll get the 4K because I want the best version. And, you know, I'm not a hardcore 4K guy. I don't need to have everything in 4K, but come on, it's Nightmare Before Christmas, and this slip is so nice. Like, it's got a little bit of space here, so it's got this kind of like it's coming out a little bit feeling, and I really like that. So this one's really cool. Really love this one. Next thing I got was Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest on 4K. I only had this on DVD, and I heard so much good stuff about this movie. I hear it's funny. I hear it's, you know, got great practical effects, and I love all the actors. So this is a movie I've definitely wanted to see, and the 4K slip of this is absolutely beautiful. It's glossy, and I just love that. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to have it, you know, but it's always appreciated when it does. Next one I got, and I watched this recently, was Smile 2 on 4K. Absolutely love this movie. Watching it in 4K for the first time was such a treat. First of all, the 4K transfer is amazing. The detail on like everybody's skin and just everything is way more detailed than I'm used to seeing whenever I watch a movie on Blu-ray, DVD, and sometimes 4K. So I think the 4K of this is really great. I showed this movie to my friend recently. It was his first time, and he enjoyed it a lot, and I was happy about that. Smile 2 4K, easily worth it. Definitely one of the best 4Ks I've seen in a long time. And yeah, really enjoyed that one. So next one is a Kino Lorber release for Violent City, Charles Bronson. I love Charles Bronson. I always want to see any and all of his movies. I'm a recent Charles Bronson fan, so watching his filmography has been such a treat, and I really enjoy his movies. So Violent City looked awesome, as you can see by this slip here. It's really cool. Kino Lorber always does a great job of awesome slipcovers and just doing great releases with special features and so on. So really am keen to watch this. Next one I got was Clint Eastwood, the Iger. How am I saying that? The Iger Sanction. So this looks like Cliffhanger, sort of, you know, the Sylvester Stallone movie, but I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but it sort of looks like that. Either way, it's Clint Eastwood, and I like exploring Clint Eastwood's other filmography of his lesser known movies. I mean, I don't know if this was well known or not. I didn't hear about it until randomly finding it on Amazon. So it was like $9, and I said, why not? I love Clint Eastwood. It'll probably be cool. So this is the one I got. This next one it's a DVD, What Women Want with Mel Gibson. So I saw a scene, I think on Instagram, of this movie, and I thought, damn, that looks hilarious. I like the idea of it. It's like everyone can hear what's going on in his head, all his thoughts. So like if he sees like a hot girl or something and he says something, she can hear him. And I just think stuff like that is hilarious, and I feel like that would be so much fun to watch. So yeah, we'll leave it on DVD. Next one is going to be a George Clooney movie, and I believe it's Vera Farmiga, I think is her name, and Up in the Air. I think, again, I saw a scene on Instagram where I thought, oh, that looked cool, or that looked like something I would like, and, you know, I don't know. I guess that's the only reason why I got it. I don't really have a specific one. It just looked good. Actors are great, so why not? The next one is going to be Perfect Blue, Steelbook. This is a Blu-ray Steelbook. Beautiful copy, by the way. There is so many people that say this movie is inspired a lot of movies that came out. Like, for instance, this one, people are saying Black Swan is a copy of this movie, which would be wild, but that's what people say. And either way, whether that's true or not, doesn't really matter to me. I heard this movie's like pretty messed up and stuff, and I like stuff like that. So this is Perfect Blue 4K, not 4K, it's a Blu-ray Steelbook, and I can't wait to watch it. Next one is a Severin title. It's called Night Killer. Again, I saw some, I think, corny scene on Instagram that, you know, if I see something on Instagram that looks like something I'd be interested in, I most likely save them, get them, maybe do a little research. And since it's a Severin title, Severin's usually interesting when it comes to their releases, so Night Killer I think would be a very fun option to watch. It looks great, it looks corny, I'm all about that. This next one here is going to be, I found this at in store at Half Price Books, is Silent Madness 3D. So what's fun about this movie is that it does come with 3D glasses. It's a 3D slasher, and some people are divided on it. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. I don't really care. I just want to see the 3D. You know, when you think of 3D horror movies, you think of like My Bloody Valentine or Piranha or something, but you never really hear about other kinds of releases like this, especially back in the day. I think this was a movie made in the 80s, so it's really cool when you see stuff like this get like a 3D release, and it is done by Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome is always great at their releases. I mean, the slip and everything's beautiful, so we love Vinegar Syndrome. And yeah, and last but not least, the stuff. But the stuff in 4K specifically. So I never had a copy of this before, I always did, and this was like 50% off or something. So this is just such a beautiful copy of the movie, and I think the artwork is fantastic. And not only that, I've seen little parts of this movie. So I watched, like, during COVID, it was on Amazon Prime. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And then I didn't get to finish it, and before I knew it, it left Amazon Prime, and it was like, you have to pay for it. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pay for a digital movie. I'm going to pay for the physical copy instead. So very excited to watch this in 4K especially. What I did watch of it was so great. And yeah, love Arrow. Arrow always does a great job with their releases, and it looks awesome. So those were my physical media pickups for the week. I'm going to do this more often, since sometimes, most likely, I always get something a week, whether it's one or two things maybe. So in the future, I'll do more types of videos like this. Thank you so much for watching and hearing me out. Have a great rest of your day.